Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Sunday, August 28th. So the moon is still in Virgo energy. We just had our new moon in Virgo yesterday, still very much feeling the energy coming in from the cosmos because of that. If you haven't listened to the astro forecast or downloaded your moon guide, I'm going to recommend you do that. There's still time. We are in this cycle for the next month. It is a very good energy to get focused, get tuned in to the goals, to the to-do list that is taking up the space in our mental plane. It's good to get it out, to get it on paper, to give us something to actually live by and strive for. And this Virgo energy, being grounded, being practical, being organized, is ready to roll up the sleeves and actually do what is needed in order to see some of these things on our list actually manifest. So the moon will be going void, of course, at 11:08 p.m. and will be locking into Libran energy very early on Monday morning. So we have the whole day in this Virgo energy, and I will be honest with you, it's a very serious and somber tone here today. This earth energy grounding us out, making us very heavy and weighted. The last couple of days we've been highly irritable, super frustrated, even angry, just a tad. And the energy is definitely going to continue in this earth energy. But today we have some aspects that are really going to add some more layers of this seriousness, of this reality check for us to get focused on what needs to be done. There are 9 different aspects here today, and 8 of them involve the moon. So right out of the gate, we do have the moon in Virgo interacting with Chiron, the wounded healer, in a way that would suggest that a situation outside of us in our external realm is popping off, really agitating us, really illuminating for us where it is that there are still wounds within us that need attention, that need to be healed. Now, keep in mind that Chiron, being the wounded healer, yes, likes to illuminate the wounds, but also provides us with the wisdom within in order to actually heal them. The moon in Virgo is all about getting down to the nitty-gritty details of the primary root cause of our problems, of our issues, of our wounds, and is really excited to be able to identify said problems because the analytical nature, the fixing nature of Virgo just wants to provide a solution. It does kind of suggest that we are going to kind of identify these wounds and provide solutions to them, making a little bit of progress and headway because the moon goes ahead and trines the true node. The true node is the soul's point, the destiny point, trying to get us on the right path, putting the pieces together, kind of strategizing what the plan is to move forward, to see growth, to see improvement, to see progress. So again, the moon in Virgo trining with the true node, who is in Taurus energy. We have Earth on Earth here. This is a good indicator that we've had some aha moments, that we've had some realizations, that we're starting to actually put together a plan. The moon goes ahead and trines Uranus. Uranus, of course, now retrograde in this Taurus energy. The true node and Uranus still very close together in the cosmos, very active under this new moon energy. Check the moon guide aspects for a little bit more depth and detail. But the moon trining Uranus means that we are having a little bit of a breakthrough. We're having a little bit of an aha moment. Some pieces are snapping together. We are seeing the bigger, brighter picture here. We are starting to identify where change is needed the most. This is a beautiful vibe because, again, the Virgo energy just wants to solve some problems, wants to kind of, fix the issues at hand so we can get on with it. What are we getting on with? Well, we're getting on with trying to manifest certain elements of the new dream, the new vision that we're now having. This Uranian energy being retrograde is taking us on an inner journey for us to identify where the problem's at, what what needs to change, what we're overly attached to, and kind of creating the block, if you will, for our progress, for our growth. So this particular energy does suggest that we're making some good progress in our mental plane, in our heart space, in order to get those two on the same page so that we can begin to actively engage the physical body, to go ahead and take the actions needed in our physical realm to start piecing together what it is that we are seeing for ourselves in our inner realm. The moon is going to bump into Venus, though, in a way that would suggest that, again, there is an activation outside of us, likely with a personal relationship that will be popping off, that will create a little bit of a conflict, a little bit of a problem in our inner realm, disrupting our thoughts, disrupting our feelings, really putting us at odds with what it is that we want, need, and desire for ourselves. Venus, being the goddess of love and beauty and worth and money and pleasure, in Leo energy, the heart and soul of the zodiac, she has really been working on trying to get to the heart of the matter, on what it is that makes her happy, what it is that brings her joy, what it is that brings her a sense of pleasure, where it is that she needs to express these wants, needs, and desires a little bit more confidently, a little bit more clearly. But this particular energy between the moon and Venus is suggesting that situations popping off outside of our control in our personal relationships are really putting us in a funk, in a situation for us to get very clear on what it is that we don't want, what it is we are no longer willing to tolerate, what it is that we have no desire to continue to experience. And from that, hopefully we can build a framework on what it is that we actually do want, what it is we actually want to experience. And of course, really set the tone on the intentions that we should be focused on under this new moon energy. What do we want to bring to life? Now, the moon is going to bump into Saturn. I will give you a little bit of a warning here. Saturn is going to be a major player from midday on. Saturn being the Lord of Karma, ruling over our roles, our responsibilities, the structures and foundations in our lives needed in order to get us away from where it is that we're at and closer to where it is that we desire to be. The moon interacting with Saturn in this way is suggesting that life is coming at us. Maybe we're getting a little bit of a bitch slap of reality, a little bit of a hard pill to swallow. Why? Because the obligations, the commitments, the roles, the responsibilities that we have had are weighing very heavily on our shoulders. The moon in Virgo, being an energy that loves to kind of show up and be of service to other people, is finally realizing where it is that we're giving too much of our own power away, not reserving enough to take care of ourselves. Saturn, being retrograde in Aquarian energy, has been constantly trying to show us where, especially in the past, we have kind of put our own wants, needs, and desires, what is best for us, aside in order to do what we think other people want us to do. Do what we think is better for the team, for the group, for the collective, abandoning what is best for us, the individual. So our roles, our responsibilities, our commitments are coming at us. The weight of the world is definitely being felt on our shoulders, on our heart space. We're a little bit frustrated and agitated because we want to kind of break free from some of the ruts that we found ourselves in trying to do what is right by others and realizing that we have to start doing right by ourselves. Venus goes ahead and opposes, sits across from, creates a conflict with Saturn very shortly after. We have Venus in Leo energy, and Leo energy sits across from Aquarian energy that Saturn is currently in, and this is definitely going to create an internalized conflict and struggle. Emotionally, we're a little bit cold. We're a little bit rigid. We might even withdraw from certain interactions with certain people. Why? Because we are recognizing that Venus, being in Leo energy, needs to honor her heart and soul, needs to do what is right for her, needs to express herself, her truth, her passions, her desires, very focused on what I want, what I need, the individual. Well, of course, Saturn over here in Aquarian energy, focused on what everybody else wants, what everybody else needs, where I should kind of dim my own light in order to fit in with the group. And of course, that isn't jiving very well. This is a little bit of a negative aspect. Negative Nancy's going to kick in, Betty the bully, all the mean girls coming out, those mean narratives coming out. We're really starting to see the obstacles and the challenges that we're facing, and it's really slowing us down because we don't have the vibrant, confident, optimistic energy that Leo normally gives us, because it's being snuffed out by the weight of the world, of the roles and responsibilities that we feel to make everybody else happy, when realistically we want to be happy ourselves. This particular, I'm going to say, conflict, yes, is going to be alive and well within us, but could also be projected and pop off in our personal relationships. Our money matters are getting to us. Our heart matters are getting to us. Our expectations might need to be adjusted, because Lord knows we're getting disappointed left, right, and center by everybody around us. Feels like we're giving more out into the world than we're actually getting back. And that can be a little bit of a Debbie Downer. So this particular energy is adding to the low and slow, serious, somber vibe of the day, and is going to make us feel kind of gross. We do have to kind of sit in this conflict in order to realize what is right for us, what we want to do from here, and where we have to kind of strike a balance and meet up with a compromise between honoring ourselves and still doing what is right by others. Now, the moon is going to really kind of add an extra layer on top of this funk by opposing Neptune. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, which is its place of power. The moon in Virgo sits across from the Pisces energy. We've been talking about Virgo and Pisces axis. It is the healer axis. The Virgo energy is the physical healer of the physical realm, of the physical circumstances, while the Pisces energy is the healer of the soul, of the spirit, of the emotional realm, of the karma. Right now, these two being at odds is really going to put us in extremes, and any time that Neptune is being aspected in a negative way brings out the shadow parts of this Piscean energy, which is the escape artist of the zodiac. We are overwhelmed. We are hypersensitive. We're having a hard time aligning with our intuition, because the Virgo energy doesn't really want us to focus on anything else other than the, I'm going to say, logic and practicality of our current circumstances. And Neptune is over here, and when Neptune in Pisces gets overwhelmed, we disassociate, we check out. We don't want anything to do with reality. And the moon in Virgo wants everything to do with the here and now of the reality. We want to focus on the problems and identify the problems so that we can identify the solution to the problems. But this Piscean energy over here just does not want to stay present in the moment long enough to even deal with the fact that we could have problems. This, again, is going to be an emotional overload, an energetic overload. Again, we're feeling pretty low and slow and serious and somber with the energies of today. And this could definitely be a breaking point where we may kind of spaz out and lose our cool and find ourselves in a little bit of an emotional, chaotic state. But one thing we need to know is the Piscean energy may be chaotic, but the Virgo energy creates order where there is chaos. So maybe we do have to kind of lose our cool for a bit. Maybe we do have to kind of check out, disassociate, be overwhelmed, and kind of see where it is and what it is that's pushing us to that breaking point. Again, identifying a problem so that the Virgo energy can provide a solution. Now, we are going to sit in this funk for a bit, okay, for the pretty much the better part of the day. But very late on in the day, before the day is wrapping up, the last aspect that the moon in Virgo is going to make before going void, of course, is a trine with Pluto. This screams of solution. A trine is a good energy. It's a blending of energy. We harmonize these two energies together. The moon being our emotions, our intuition, our unconscious self. Pluto being the great transformer, looking to do a deep dive in the psyche, in the heart space, to identify the pain, the trauma, the fear, the doubts, the insecurities. Why? Because we need to use that as inspiration and motivation to push our butts through this particular hardship. What this is suggesting is the funk that we've been sitting in for the majority of the day has created a situation where we're able to identify what needs to change the fastest, the most right now. The minute that we are able to identify patterns and behaviors in our thoughts, in our memories, in our emotions, in our patterns and behaviors, we are able to override the system. This speaks very highly of the fact that we're able to analyze our thoughts and our emotions in order to see a connection, a pattern emerge where we're able to actually have the power. Again, Plutonian energy wants to push us into our place of power, into our own authority to take control back. And we love nothing more with this Virgo energy, with this Plutonian energy, than to take control. We want control. Why? Because then we can put things in its place. We can put things in order, especially emotionally, especially mentally, because again, the day has really gotten the best of us. But this Plutonian energy speaks of us bossing up, empowered in a way. After we sit in the funk, in the darkness of our thoughts, of our emotions, we will have an aha moment that will show us the light at the end of the tunnel. The moon is going to bump into Mr. Saturn once again, this time a much better interaction. What we're getting from this, especially coming out of this beautiful energy of the moon and Pluto working very well to transform our thoughts, our perspective, our understanding, our willpower, is that we are bossing up to the roles and responsibilities, to the commitments that we have, to either bring them to an end, to a closure, so that we can put that behind us by still keeping our word, or by starting to build the foundation, the structure, the routines needed to get us out of this funk, to get us out of this particular reality, this particular situation and scenario, and start building the kind of structure, the bridge needed in order to get us from where it is that we are at to where it is that we desire to be. Yes, we're still very serious. Yes, we are rising to the challenge. Yes, we are ready, feeling, willing, and capable to do what is necessary to change our lives, to change our realities. Now, we might not have everything figured out. We might not have the plan put into place, but we are getting these little tiny puzzle pieces snapped together that is giving us a little bit of confidence, a little bit of clarity, a lot of optimism that we have what it takes in order to roll up our sleeves, do what is necessary to clean up the mess of our physical realms, to clean the slate so that we can start building brand new elements that will be supporting the dreams and the vision that we are looking to manifest.